Khalifa. On this episode of California Island, Victimstance. While attending a criminal thinking group, I was given a handout on Victimstance that I will be reading to you. The source of this document is from criminalthinking.net, 2013. Victimstance. Next to closed-channel thinking, victimstance is the most pervasive thinking error and irresponsible in criminal thinkers. Criminal thinkers continually blame others for situations they have caused themselves.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Victimstance thinking moves to the extreme in persons actively engaged in victimizing behavior. If a criminal thinker gets arrested, they will claim they are victims of overzealous police actions. They will lie and deny doing anything wrong, even when confronted with the obvious facts of their offense. They will often blame the violence they have perpetrated on an addiction or drug and alcohol use. When a criminal thinker enters treatment or therapy, they will use their newfound diagnosis to rationalize and excuse their behavior instead of using that knowledge to take the necessary steps to make meaningful change. The common victim rationales used by the offender fall into four destructive categories, including psychological, sociological, ex-con, and genetic. Examples of thinking distortions in each of these areas are as follows. Psychological. If drugs were legal like in Denmark, this wouldn't even be an issue. Everybody steals and lies. I just happen to have gotten caught, which is not fair. I couldn't help it that my friend decided to rob that store. I'm a victim of circumstance. If you would have left me alone, this wouldn't have happened. It's not my fault. I warned her that I get violent when she keeps nagging me. Sociological. I was raised in the projects. This is the only way I learned how to make money. I live in a neighborhood that is controlled by gangs. If I wouldn't have joined a gang, I would have been killed. I am constantly being discriminated against because of my race, so committing crimes is how I learned to cope. If I was white, I wouldn't even be arrested for this crime. Ex-con. I can't get a decent job now that I have a record, so I have to sell drugs to survive. There are no good options for someone with a criminal record. Society has branded me a criminal, so I might as well just accept it. Genetic. My parents were both incarcerated, so I was bound to be a thug. Drug addiction runs in the family. I don't have a choice. I just have bad blood. The changing criminal must begin to accept the role they play in every negative consequence that they encounter. They need to identify the thinking errors that prevent them from taking personal responsibility. By asking what they could have done differently to change the outcome of the situation, they will begin to learn corrections to their distorted thoughts. They must learn and document how they have been a victimizer more than a victim. Even when they are truly victimized, their criminal lifestyle is usually what has caused them to become victims themselves. Police understand this concept well when they arrive on a crime scene and discover that the victims could easily be yesterday's victimizers. Examples of the error. Views self as victim, even blames social conditions. Blames others. That woman is the real criminal. She's forcing me to pay her back $50 for the ring I took, and it's only worth about $25. I wouldn't be this way if my father didn't drink. I broke in because I needed the money. People have got to expect that when they pay us so little. Think about friends or neighbors who had it tough, but who decided to lead a straight life. Please list 4 examples under these 3 headings. The first heading, write down the name of the person. Under the second heading, what was tough? Under the third heading, what did they decide to do? Another exercise is, what are the excuses you try and make for yourself? Please list 6 examples. Here are mine. 1. Drug-addicted father in and out of prison. 2. Mother who worked too far from home, leaving me vulnerable on the weekdays. 3. A shady neighborhood harboring gang members. 4. An outgoing personality and desire to socialize with everybody I met. 5. My own drug addiction. 6. My youth and underdeveloped frontal lobe. We're reminded after this exercise to remember, life is not fair. It's hard. Some people have it tougher than others, but you can always find someone who has it worse than you and decided to make it. It's your choice. Choice was the most important word I came across when learning about Victimstance. Choice is a decision we make that we own. It's ours regardless of the whats, hows, and whys. For an example, if a person literally puts a gun to your head and says, they're going to kill you if you don't kill somebody for them, you are making a choice in this moment and must own that choice, regardless of which one we pick. If you kill somebody because you had a gun put to your head, you and your choice was to kill another human being. You own that choice you made. Please, we must not forget that other choice. There have been those strongest of us who chose to take a bullet. We should all be striving to be as strong as them. Remember, it's your choice and you own it. Shawn Khalifa, California Island.